The Family Promise of Western New York is dedicated to providing a safe space for all of Buffalo's families, and they're combining Hershey's and hops for a sweet fundraiser. Welcome, Luann, to tell us more about it. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. I want you to start off by telling us about Family Promise of Western New York and everything you do for our community's families.
Sure. Yeah, Family Promise is an emergency shelter for families experiencing homelessness in our community. Most of us don't know that family homelessness makes up about 35% of all homelessness, but it's not the face you usually see. When you're driving down the street, families are often doubled up in people's apartments and sleeping on people's couches, but it is a pretty big section of the homeless population. And right now in Erie County, there's over 100 families needing housing, and there's not enough space and shelter for them. So we are an emergency shelter. We mainly serve children and their parents, and we help them stabilize, get back on their feet, and get housed back in the community.
Okay. Wow, amazing work you're doing. What is sort of the overall mission of the organization?
The mission is to help families find their way back home, but we do it a little bit different. So most shelters operate on a big scale. We operate on a small scale because we have so many children in the shelter. We want to keep it really small and personal. So we only take 6 families at a time, and we offer wraparound services for them, tailoring our interventions to whatever they need in order to go as quickly as they can out of the homeless system and back home in the community.
Which is big, especially
It's
keeping
huge.
it small for a child going into a shelter. It can be overwhelming when there's a lot of different families there.
100%. We always tell the community, come tour us if you want to see a homeless shelter, because we've worked really hard to make our shelter colorful and bright and family friendly so that when a kid enters, it is less impactful and less scary.
Now, you are hosting an event, Choctoberfest. Do you want to tell us about
Absolutely. This is our 9th annual Choctoberfest. We call it a celebration of all things chocolate and beer. So we have it at Flying Bison, which provides local beer and seltzer and wine if you're not into beer. We partner with Park Edge Sweet Shop to provide delicious sweets, delicious chocolates. We have a live band, the Restless Souls. We have a food truck, Coyote Cafe, and lots of ways to win big through raffles like liquor raffles, 50/50s, gift card raffles and stuff like that. So it's a really chill night, it's a really fun night, and all the proceeds go to support our shelter.
Tell us about, tell us a little bit more about what these proceeds mean as far as supporting the shelter.
Absolutely. So the community really, when the community supports us, that's when we do magical things at the shelter. So every kid, for example, gets a birthday in our shelter and presents and a cake. Every family gets access to Security Deposit Assistance Fund. We can buy every family leaving mattresses and beds so that they're not going into a new apartment without those things. All those extra things we use with community support, so we can really put that wraparound care in only because the community's behind us.
That is huge.
It is huge.
I can speak from my own experience as a child living in a shelter at one point of my life, and you know, there were times where it was overwhelming because I wasn't in a shelter, unfortunately, where it was limited. There were so many people there, so many other families, and there was always a lot going on. But there were special days when we would get donations, and you know, I remember finding a skirt that made me feel so beautiful, and I wore it to school as much as I could. And little things like this for a child that's having to go through such an immense hardship that they probably can't even fully understand. Little moments like these, those magical moments that you are talking about, go such a long way.
They absolutely do, and that's why we encourage, if this is touching your heart, if the segment is, come follow us on Facebook. So like right now we're collecting Halloween costumes, you know, just to give children access to go dress up and participate. But we do Christmas next. Like we do lots of fun interventions to make the days special as they can. We know homelessness is a trauma, but we try to take the sting out of that and really support kids and their families on the way out.
Well, I know that you said this is the 9th annual, correct?
Yes.
So what has been the response from previous events?
Yeah, so it's bigger and bigger every year. It's really exciting and really fun. So we are so grateful for all of our supporters who want to come out. It looks like the weather's going to be great. You never know in October.
This is true.
So it's an indoor-outdoor event, but it's really, we're expecting a great turnout and just a really lovely special night. And we're just so thankful for the community for helping us put this on.
Well, you kind of touched on it, but is there any other ways that people can support you if they can't make it out to this event?
Yeah, so take a second to go on our website or to follow us on Facebook. Those are the 2 best ways. We have a newsletter. You could sign up right on our website, and you can just stay in touch with what we do. So we're always asking for community support, and we're always announcing our next big event. We're actually in the beginning stages of opening a second family shelter to try to meet that need of those families stuck and needing a space. So we have lots going on, and we need everyone to get behind us us to make everything happen that we want to happen.
Especially in living in Western New York, we're getting closer and closer towards those colder
Yes.
months, and facing homelessness in Western New York during those cold winter months is terrifying.
It's dangerous.
Yeah.
It's dangerous, yeah.
And it seems like you guys are doing great work.
Yes.
What are you most excited for with this event?
Just being able to celebrate. You know, every day you go into work and you know, you're very consumed by the moment to moment in the shelter, but I don't take the time to just be with our friends and supporters in a fun and relaxed environment. So just getting out of the shelter for a couple of minutes and just enjoying the mission and working together and all that we can accomplish together.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Luann, thank you so much for coming in and sharing more about this. Viewers, if you would like to learn more about the Family Promise of Western New York and buy tickets to Choctoberfest, you can just visit fpwny.org. Thanks again for coming in.
Thank you.